Hey everyone, it's Erin from PTB. So this video is how to do a 12-inch pumpkin. And it's gonna start out pretty basic, orange pumpkin, brown stem. Then we're gonna go a little crazy, okay? So a couple things before we get started, and we'll go through all the supplies. So the first thing you'll notice about my workspace is I'm here in the PTB workshop, and we have this brown craft paper on top of our tables. You should probably use something to protect your work surface because the paint is exterior latex paint. So it will stain and stay forever. So first thing, protect your work surface. If you got it in a bag, you could kind of flatten the bag or cut it open and use it to protect your space. If it was shipped to you, you could unfold the pizza box and that can protect your space. Go grab a plastic plastic tablecloth, but put something down because you don't want to leave a permanent stain of paint on your grandma's table. Don't want to do that. On the other hand, because it is exterior latex paint, it's going to stain your clothes. Normally I do have some staining. You can kind of see right there. So the paint will stay on your clothes forever and ever. Amen. So either go put on some old clothes, a t-shirt you don't really care for, some pants you don't really care for, or get an apron that can get paint on it, things like that, just to protect yourself as well, okay? Your paint comes like this, so you may want to go get a paper plate to kind of pour some of the paint out. I have some of the cups we use here in the workshop that I'm gonna use. So paper plate, paper cups, plastic cups, whatever you got at home. It'll just make things a lot easier. If you don't have any of those, you can just go get some aluminum foil, just kind of pull a sheet out, and then you can kind of use that as kind of like a paper plate too. So, okay. And then the one other item you may want from your home to help you through this process, but it's not a requirement, hairdryer. So that's how we speed up the drying process. So if you're gonna sit down and do this and need to get it done here in the next hour, go get your hairdryer. It has to have a cool setting. If it does not have a cool setting, then you cannot use it. And I'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to that point when we're painting. But you can absolutely just do a coat and go take the dog for a walk. Come back, do another coat of paint, take the trash out. Like, you know, you can let it air dry and that's absolutely fine as well. So either a hair dryer with a cool setting or you're just going to watch paint dry. So, all right, so let's go through our supplies for today. So I've already talked a little bit about the paint. So we do have 4 colors: brown, yellow, orange, and turquoise. And I will show you how to make a burnt orange out of all this too. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you wanted a darker orange other than this bright orange, don't worry, I'll walk you through it. It is Sherwin-Williams exterior latex paint. It is going to last just as if it's the same paint you go paint your house, you know, the exterior of your house. So it's gonna last and it's gonna stay, the color is gonna stay really well. You also have a baggie with your supplies in it. So let's go through those. So you have a wire hanger. Okay, hold on to that. You have 4 sponge brushes. You should have a skinny brush. Yours may look different. And then you should also have polka dots if you so choose to partake in the polka dotness, which why wouldn't you? Okay. I want to draw your attention to this. So you all have this little card in your box or bag. It's just a little thank you from me to you, handmade, just reminding you of all the social media platforms we are on. Our hashtags, which are hashtag door selfie, hashtag painted tin bin, and hashtag metal cuteness. So that's the one thing we miss right now, even though we can return to workshop, and I do have people come in for workshop, but some people just aren't ready for that, and that's okay. But also this paint kit, doing it at home as a fundraiser, oh, so easy. But but with all that, we miss taking pictures of people. So we encourage you to take a picture of your completed piece and tag us in it, send it to us on all the social medias, the Insta, the Facebooks, whatever. But on yours, special pumpkin people, are your words, okay? So this is your vinyl sticker. Again, our vinyl is rated for 5 years continuous exterior wear. So this vinyl can stay outside for 5 years and look just as good as you did when you put it on, okay? It is on the back of this. I'm gonna walk you through it. So do not throw away this card, okay? Don't throw it away. Even if you don't do anything on this side, don't throw it away because you need this side, okay? You do have some step-by-step instructions. I apologize if there was some duplication. I think I got really excited when I was making these and I might have like copied and pasted the same thing like 3 different times, so I apologize. But anyway, it just helps you out in case you're not watching this video. And then last, but oh no, not last. The most important piece, our metal pumpkin. And it is primed for you. Don't worry about if the primer is, you know, kind of got scratched off in certain places. You're not going to know. You're not going to be able to notice it. The other thing I also highlight to people is you are looking at it the closest that anyone will be. Other than maybe your FedEx guy or the Amazon Prime guy or UPS or USPS or whoever. I mean, if they're all up on it and they're looking at it and they're critiquing your painting skills, my suggestion is to do a little more Amazon Prime shopping. Because they obviously need a little more to keep them busy. But, and you'll notice on the back it does say, made by you with the help from PTB, Painted Tin Bin. So, okay, so that's the most important piece because we need that. But certainly not least is this very cute rustic bow. It's just really cute. It's just burlap and some raffia. Really great. It should go with any design that you do on this pumpkin. And so this should have been attached either to your bag or it is stuffed in your pizza box. Don't throw it away, okay? You don't have to put the bow on it. If this bow isn't your jam, that's totally fine. I tell people put it on a basket or put it on a gift that you're giving someone. I mean, people love this, like, and then that way you don't have to go buy, you know, the curly ribbon stuff, you know, that you never have the right color of when you're trying to wrap a gift. So, all right. I think that is everything. So let's party. Let's party like a rock star here. So I am going to make the rustic or the dark or the burnt orange or whatever you want to call it. You can absolutely just paint your pumpkin orange and run with scissors and fast forward a little bit. I personally just like the rustic orange. So I just realized one more thing that you'll probably need. 1 second, please. Paper towel. Keep them handy. You might need them. So you'll probably see me wipe paint on my pants or my shirt. Don't do that. So, all right. So what we're going to do is go ahead and open up your orange and squeeze it into or onto your plate, your cup, your whatever you got. This is probably going to be too much orange, but that's okay. No big deal. Then what you're going to do is you're going to grab your brown, and I did 3 quick squeezes, okay? We're going to start with that. We'll see where it lands, and we're going to go from there. Take your skinny brush, use the straight end as a stir, and stir away. Now, you're going to freak out for a little bit and be like, oh, that's too dark. What are you doing? Oh, no. That's okay. Just keep stirring. It may be too dark, but I would probably suggest start with 1 or 2 things of brown. Whenever you're adding a darker color to a lighter color, the darker color tends to go pretty far. So why don't you start with 1 to 2 squirts of brown on top of the orange. This is kind of where mine is. I think it's a little dark. So what I'm gonna do, if you find that it's too dark, if you put too much brown in it, just go back and grab your orange and add some more orange, okay? So it'll lighten it up a little bit, hopefully, kind of get me where I wanna be. Yeah, that's much better, okay? Now, you do not have to do this. You can absolutely use the orange as it is and run with scissors, as I like to say, but I thought I'd walk through and I would use the brown. Make sure you wipe the end of your skinny brush because you'll probably get it on everything if you don't. So, all right, so here is my orange. Now keep in mind your paint is gonna dry slightly darker than the, than what the color is wet, but it's not noticeable. So let me bring it back here. There. Sorry. So this is a really easy shape in that load up your brush and just start going to town. Now, as I'm painting, I'm going to talk to you about a couple things. First thing is keep your coats thin. So you will notice right now, you're seeing some of the white primer come through. Totally okay. Couple things with that. We are always gonna do at least 2 coats, okay? So there's that. Or 2, also the other thing is, if you like a more rustic look, you absolutely can keep it with that white showing through. Totally your jam, whatever floats your boat, okay? So, but the fun thing about the pumpkin is that even though it looks super fancy and super fun, it doesn't take a whole lot of time to do it. Now, I am not painting my stem, but you will notice I kind of went a little wild and crazy up here with some orange up there. Totally fine. All right, just let it run, let it dry. So here we are. Now, the one thing you're gonna do not add any paint to this, but what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go around the edge of the pumpkin, okay? Reason being is that sometimes the primer is on the sides and you can, and it's white, so white against, you know, a dark orange can stand out, and some people, it just drives people nuts. Totally fine with that. Me being one of those people. Okay. So we've done our first coat. I'm going to talk a little bit about some things here. Talk about the hair dryer here in a second, and then we'll go in for round number 2. But you notice that I just went kind of crazy. If you do not have to do your pumpkin the way I'm doing the pumpkin, you can do it any way you want. The one thing that I do highlight, especially in the other shapes for the Innovation Autism fundraiser, is this little angle. So I'm gonna put it on my cheek. There it is. Okay. So see the angle of the foam, the sponge brush. Use that to your advantage. If you were trying to do something very intricate, you can, you know, you can use that to your advantage if you want. So, so yeah, that's that. So it'll be fun. And then, yeah, I think that's it. So as long as you're keeping things thin, it will dry relatively quickly, okay? So I'm gonna bring in my hair dryer. This is not a fancy hair dryer. This is from the Dollar Generals. It's a fancy Conair. I don't know. But it has, mine, you have to hold this blue button in order to keep cool air. The reason why you have to use only cool air when drying your shape is what happens to metal when it heats up. It expands. So when the metal expands, the paint can't adhere to the metal. And so then it, you know, the metal is growing and moving and the paint can't attach to anything. So then the paint gets, you know, can't attach to anything. Then the paint gets warm and then it bubbles up and then it's gonna fall off, okay? So use cool air at all times, whether that means you hold your button in, whether it means you only have to click it, whatever the case may be, but always, always, always on cool. If you do not have a hair dryer with a cool setting, I would suggest you just walk away right now. Go take a walk, come back in about 5 to 10 minutes. As long as you're keeping it thin, it will dry relatively quickly, okay? It'll just dry a lot quicker with a hairdryer. So, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use the hairdryer. Every time I start the hairdryer, I kind of do this so that if you do not want to listen to a hairdryer on a video, totally understand that, you can mute it. And then when I'm done, I will wave so that you know to unmute me and I can talk a little bit more. You're gonna see some things while I'm drying, and I'll talk about those here in a minute. So here we go. All right, so see, super quick, just kind of helps that this is a really thin coat of paint. You notice I was kind of doing this. If you can rub your hand across it and there's nothing coming out on your hand, that means you're dry and you're good to go. I'm gonna kind of use the window to my advantage here. So if you can kind of see like, no, I don't have any wet spots. So if you do this in the light and you see some shiny spots and then some not so shiny spots, well, this might be a little wet. Then the shiny spots are where the paint is still wet, okay? So that's another way you can kind of, you'll probably see me on the next coat kind of do one of these things. So, yeah. So we're gonna dive right into coat number 2, okay? Again, keeping your coats thin. The one thing to keep in mind is most of us have probably painted a wall or two in our time. And when you're painting a wall and you use too much paint, at first there's like a ridge of paint on the wall. You can kind of see it, right? And then after a while, the drywall will kind of suck up the glob of paint, if you will, and the ridge goes away. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you may want to look at it, metal is not a porous substance in that it is not similar to a drywall wall. And if there's a glob on the shape, there's always gonna be a glob on the shape, okay? So that's why we keep our coats thin. If you find that you get a little too much paint on your brush, just move it around, okay? You kind of notice that I'm like moving some stuff around, okay? So, and again, doesn't have to be perfect. I'm kind of digging this whole, kind of a rustic, you can kind of see that the brush strokes. So again, here I'm going to talk through a little bit just so that it has an opportunity to dry. So you can put no more than 3 coats of paint on the piece. Any beyond 3, what tends to happen is that it just kind of starts to get really thick and gummy with a lot of paint on it, and the paint sometimes just can't breathe and it can't fully dry. So again, why we keep things thin. So then, oh, that's interesting. I don't know what that is. Okay. Sorry. I'm kind of liking this a little bit of the white coming through on the pumpkin, and it's not all going to be there because we're going to add some stripes. I'm going to show you how to do that, and it's very simple. It really is. But if you wanted a full solid orange pumpkin, whether it's the bright orange or the rustic orange, you could do a 3rd coat if you would so choose. some of the pumpkins that I've seen that are really super cute is, you know, you do the 2 coats of orange, there's some little bit of the white primer showing through to kind of give it some texture a little bit, just some movement. And then you add some darker, so then you would add some brown to your orange to make it darker. And then you do some parentheses and add some polka dots, put your words on it, you're good to go. Well, and also do your stem. But keeping it simple is just as cute, honestly. And I will try and put a picture of the of what I just described to you at the end of the video. So the first picture that you see in the video is the one that is from the marketing we used to advertise this, with the red and the teal and the yellow stripes. It's just a really fun compromise. So some people don't like the plain pumpkins and some people like really crazy pumpkins, but kind of in the middle, like this still kind of speaks to a little bit of the people who like the rustic or primitive style, but it also speaks to the people who like a really bright and fun pumpkin as well. So, but I'm going to leave it at 2 coats just because we're going to add some stripes and I'm going to show you how to do those. Really super simple. And some of it'll go away, but it just kind of offers a really cute texture that I kind of like. Okay. And especially when you put it with the, with the burlap, so cute. So, let's see here. Go ahead. So while that orange is drying, and you know, I'm not a person to really get super excited about other colors showing up on my shape. Let's go ahead and grab that that brown, and instead of putting it in the orange, we're just gonna put a little bit in our container, whatever it is that you're using, and I'm just gonna come in here and just paint it brown. So again, I think I'm probably just going to keep it pretty simple, pretty rustic, maybe add some texture. Again, for sure, that brown versus white edging, you'll see for sure. Sometimes with the lighter colors, if you're just using a bright orange, you won't see it as much with the edge, but just go in. You don't need to put extra paint on your brush. Just after you've done doing the shape, just kind of go around the edges. And see, super easy. Quick, easy. While this is drying, I'm going to let it air dry for a good minute and then I'll grab the hairdryer. But let's talk about our teal and our yellow here. So I'm going to, you know what, I'm also going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit, and again, if you're doing the stripes, this is what we're doing. If you're not doing the stripes, you don't have to do this. If you're watching this to see how hard the stripes are, really easy, I promise you. So I'm just gonna put a little bit. You don't need a ton of each color that you're gonna do the stripes, okay? And I think I'm also gonna just do some bright orange too. I'm gonna bring in a little bit. Yeah. Just keep it nice and bright. So we will, and we'll use the brown as well. Okay, so I've got my 4 colors lined up over here. You'll see them here shortly, but you don't need a ton. Okay, just a skosh, just a little bit, maybe barely cover the bottom of it, of each color. So, but since we need this to dry a little quicker, we're gonna go ahead and use the hairdryer. I'm gonna go ahead and gonna take a break in my drying just to kind of show you. See right here, see how this is kind of dull, and then all of a sudden you see this bright, and then the shiny over here too. That's just to kind of show you. So this is all dry, but those couple sections are still wet. You'll also notice that I'm also kind of putting my hand like this, kind of off camera. The reason why I'm doing that is because the air out of my cheapo hair dryer is blowing everything to the side. So you may want to put a barrier up too with your arm while you're blow drying so that your paint cups and paint brushes and everything don't go flying. But I'm gonna give it about another probably 20-30 seconds of drying, and then we'll run with scissors. All right, so here I'm at. You notice that I kind of rubbed down here before it was dry, and now I have paint on my fingers. It happens to the best of us. I'll show you how you can cover that up. You could also right now do a second coat of brown if you really wanted to. I'm gonna keep it rustic and easy, but and I'm gonna talk you through the stripes. But down here, you know, where I kind of pulled a little bit of the paint off and you can see it. So there's a couple options you can do. You can grab this. You can add more of the dark orange to that section and let it dry really well. Or if you're doing the stripey version like I'm about to do, you don't need to. We'll cover it up, I promise you, okay? So, I'm gonna start with yellow. You can start with any color that you so choose. Also, please note, you could use acrylic paint. So if you're a crafty person and you have some acrylic paint at home, you are more than welcome to grab it and add it on top of this latex paint. A caution though, is that the acrylic paint will not, I can't guarantee how long that'll last, especially depending on, you know, if it's outside or anything like that. But you are more than welcome to add acrylic paints on top of once you have your latex down. So, but I'm gonna start with my yellow here, and I'm gonna show you how to do these really easy stripey things that are all over that pumpkin in the picture. And you're gonna be like, it just looks it's so difficult. Nope. If you can write a parentheses, okay, parentheses, you can do this, okay? So we're gonna get a brush, and we're not going to load it up. We're just gonna get a little bit of paint. See, I don't have a ton of paint up there. And like I said, we're gonna make some parentheses here, ladies and gentlemen. And I like to start on the inside and move my way in. Some people like to start on the inside and move their way out. Whatever floats your boat, whatever trips your trigger, whatever frosts your cookie, okay? But I'm gonna show you how to do it. You're literally going to make parentheses on each side of the pumpkin. And it's okay if it's not a solid parentheses. You don't have to make it a solid parentheses. Think of it as if you were writing a parentheses and the lead in your pencil broke, but you kept on going, okay? And then you had some random marks. I don't know. So I'm just gonna show you. So I come over here, I come over here, I come over here. So you can usually get about 2 to 3. So I got about 2.5-ish here. Now you're probably thinking, that looks ridiculous. It does. I guarantee it. It does look ridiculous. But I promise you, as we keep going, it will look better. This is also, if you wanted to do just a basic design and just have the ridges in the pumpkin show. Remember we talked about adding some brown to your orange, making it darker. Same kind of concept. You would probably not do as many. I would probably say you could do maybe 4-ish, okay? Depending on where you put them, and just kind of run it back and forth. So, 4 parentheses or 2 sets. 1, 2, okay? All right, we got our yellow. Yellow, it's not dry, it's totally fine. So again, I'm gonna grab my turquoise, my teal, whatever you wanna call it, not a lot. And I'm gonna start over here. And, okay, so, super bright, love it. All right, you're kind of like, oh, okay, I see where you're going with this. Like, okay, sure. So after 2 colors, I would suggest drying it, and it'll make more sense as we get to the next section, but let's go ahead and dry this. Again, you could walk away. I would probably walk away a little bit longer, probably 15-ish minutes, just to make sure this is super dry. You can also put it in front of the fan. Don't put it outside because it's really humid. Not gonna really do a whole lot. See, like, look, like these skinny ones, they're already dry. Yeah, they're already dry. So some of these heavier ones that I just need to dry real quick. So I'll be right back. Okay, so as long as you kept it thin and really light, then you should be good to go for round 2. So round 2, I'm gonna go ahead with my orange. You know, it'd be really great. You could go grab if you have like a barn red, that would be a great color. So I am doing something different and fun. I am putting this bright orange in between each stripe that I've already made. And then I'm going back, and so it's just kind of whatever you want to do, okay? The great thing about this is that, one, doesn't have to be perfect. You're not perfect. Sorry, you're not. But also, you know, each one is individual, and our slogan here is perfectly imperfect creativity. And that's kind of what I love. All right, so you notice I kind of keep going back over and over it and moving the paint, and you kind of see things are kind of blending together. That's absolutely what we want, okay? So this orange, you're gonna see it a lot. Yeah, it's looking great. And you're probably like, I don't know about this. Trust me. Now, we're gonna grab the brown, and you can kind of and you're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna use a lot less brown. I like a bright pumpkin, but you do need a little bit of darkness in there. So again, I'm just gonna show you just tiny bit of paint, okay? And I'm just gonna kind of come in here and again, you see I'm kind of just swirling the brown with the orange. You absolutely can do that. The other thing I suggest is that you bring some from the bottom and then also bring some from the top. So really kind of give you some variations here. Okay, so this is where we're at so far. And you're kind of like, okay, I'm seeing where you're going with this. You're not as crazy as you look, Erin. I know. So this then is where you go back and you grab a little bit of whatever other color you want. If you wanted to add another color there, then I'm gonna kind of go in here and I'm gonna add some more yellow. I just really like the look of yellow. And then I'm gonna bring some of that teal in. And the great thing, actually no I'm not, my teal is really bright. So let's say you're happy with it, but it's just a little bright, a little much. That's all right. Grab your orange that you used as your base color first, and you're gonna do the same thing, just a little bit of paint. See how it's little, okay? And this is where you're gonna blend, okay? So bring it in next to the blue, all right? Soften that blue up with some of that orange. Trust me, you will not regret that, okay? Yeah, I'm digging that. That one got a little out of control. See, and sometimes your parentheses just get a little out of control. It's all right. I think we've all had those moments. So there you go. That's it. That's all that pumpkin is. Now, the picture, the pumpkin in the picture, they did like some half parentheses. So that's why I was talking about bringing in, you know, only do the top or only do the bottom. And you absolutely can do that. My yellow is just a little bright. So I'm going to come in here with some, there we go. So using the orange that you originally started with is how you tone it down, okay? So if you're not digging where like the yellow is or anything like that, that's when you come in and you grab that orange and you create, you kind of just right next to it and just kind of go back and forth, okay? So it's just parentheses. You could do top halvesies parentheses, some bottom halvesies parentheses, or even just the middle. You could do that too, I guess. I mean, run with scissors, girl. It's all good. But, you know, I'm kind of digging where this is at. It's a nice, it looks a little darker just because the workshop's kind of dark over here because it is getting dark, but you can kind of see it's dark. You know, I got the brown, I got the blue, I got the yellow, and I'm digging it. It gives it a little bit of brightness, but at the same time, not super crazy. There should be plenty of paint here for you as well. If you wanted to create a specific type of pumpkin, if you wanted to make a teal pumpkin, I believe that means like allergy friendly Halloween treats. Or maybe your decor is just teal, whatever. You absolutely could do that. You could do some yellow. So I always try, I know I give a lot of paint, and but I always try to give people options when they're creating, because sometimes you just don't know what you're doing when you're going in, and then that's where it ends up, okay? So, all right. After this is all completely dry, what you're gonna do is you are going to grab your wire, and you're gonna do this. Make a heart, fold it in half, okay? So like it looks like you're gonna stab yourself, okay? So make a heart, but like don't connect it. I'm just like using the heart shape as a visual, and then bring it towards you, okay? Both legs, I'm gonna call these legs, both legs need to go from the bottom to the top. So my suggestion is this. Turn it around so that the hole is towards you and off the table a little bit. So my hole is like right here, my table ends like right here, okay? So bring both ends of the wire in, all right? So you can kind of see that. There they are, okay? And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna twist those. Now, you can twist them. I forgot my pen. Oh, here, no, I don't. So you can grab a pen. Grab a pen with like the cap or the little, it's this little doodad, the like pocket catch. I don't know if that's what it's called. Put the wire between the pocket catch and the pen. And what you're gonna do, I call make it tiny tornadoes, okay? You're just gonna use that, hold it together, and make tiny tornadoes. Oops. Okay. Just keep turning it. And sometimes it does get a little hard. You're like, Erin, this isn't the greatest. Well, if you have needle nose pliers at home, you can absolutely do that. Okay. All right, so I have my first tiny tornado. It's only like a onesie tornado, okay? That's okay, that's all you need. Now do it to the other side. If you have needle nose pliers at home, you can absolutely grab those. That's much easier. My pen cap just fell on the floor, y'all. You know, that's what happens. That's real life here, okay? Here, I'm gonna grab my needle nose pliers to show you. All right, sorry about that. Needle nose pliers, that's what they look like. You just grab and twist. So grab and twist. Again, make tiny tornadoes. And then once you have 2 tiny tornadoes, you just lay them flat. Okay. So there you go. And you can make this loop smaller, bigger, whatever you need. So it's whatever you need for wherever you're gonna hang this, okay? So then, last part, yeah, it's the last part, but I'll talk about something. You have 2 legs, 2 pipe cleaner legs. What you're gonna do is you're gonna put one pipe cleaner leg through the hole, one around the stem to the back, and then you're gonna twist it. That's all you do. You can cut this excess off. You can just push it down, which is what I'm gonna do for sake of the video. And there you go. Super cute, nice. This is more rustic style. Again, if rustic is not your jam, you can do it any way you want. You could also, if you wanted to live dangerously, you do have these stickers. We could have put the stickers on, then done our parentheses around it, or on top of it, okay? The paint will not last as long on the latex. It'll wear off a lot quicker on these than it on the metal, obviously, because this is a very slick surface. But honestly, it would be super cute still too if you wanted to add some polka dots. I don't think I'm gonna add polka dots right now. Write that down, folks. I'm not adding polka dots. But again, oh, now we got to do our words. So glad I looked at the picture. All right, so what you're gonna need is a credit card. No, you're not gonna buy anything. So don't, your husband or your wife or whoever should not worry. So go grab a credit card. I'm gonna use this. So what you're gonna do, move this out of the way for a minute, is you're gonna just gently rub or break a ruler, whichever floats your boat. You're gonna gently rub, and what you're doing is you're making sure that that clear transfer tape, the film, when you pull it back, you're gonna bring the sticker with you, okay? So take a corner, any corner, doesn't matter, and then what I want you to do is slowly pull it up. See how it's coming with me? That's what I want. Go slow. If you notice that something's not coming with the transfer tape, put it back down, rub it, start all over, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. So go ahead, go slow, pull it until you have the whole sticker, the Hello Fall sticker, on your transfer tape. You have the sticker back. You don't need that, throw it away. And then you have the card. Don't throw it away, but you should definitely check it out. All right, now, once you stick, you must commit. What that means is, the second you start to put this down somewhere on your pumpkin, that's where it's gone. You cannot pull it back up. You can't move it or anything like that. That's why the transfer tape is as clear as it can possibly get, okay? So in the picture, it's down here on the bottom right-hand corner and it's straight up and down. You could put it in the bottom right-hand corner and put it sideways, a little at a 45 degree if you are a math teacher. You could put it down here on the left-hand side. You could put it up here on the right side by the bow. Whatever you want. You could put it smack in the middle. It's a little small, but I mean, you could absolutely do that. Whatever trips your trigger. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, what I am gonna do is I'm gonna put it right down here, okay? I'm gonna put it at a 45 degree angle. Okay, so see, make sure all of your sticker is on the pumpkin, okay? And then rub it. Grab your credit card or your broken ruler and rub it one more time, okay? So now when you're rubbing it this time, what it's going to do is make the sticker stick to the paint and to the metal. So your paint must be super dry. Probably should have told you that before I did it. Because if you try to put a sticker on wet paint, it ain't gonna stick. It ain't gonna work. So, and again, we're gonna do the same thing. So how we took the sticker off the backer, picked up a corner, went really slow and brought the sticker with us. This time, we're gonna pick up a corner. We're gonna go really slow back at a 45 degree angle, but we do not want to bring the sticker with us, okay? So you can kind of see, oh, see, yep, the stickers, oh, but I'm bringing some of the sticker with me. So I need to put it back down and I need to rub some more, okay? That's what happens. Sometimes it just takes a little bit, especially if it's really humid right now. It's kind of humid in the workshop today. Because, you know, we've only received like 10 inches of rain this weekend. Only. So humidity sometimes makes it a little more difficult. But again, just to show you, pick up a corner. Let me get it. Okay. Go really slow. Make sure the sticker stays on the pumpkin. And you bring the transfer tape. Okay. So, and you just keep going slowly. And again, if you start pulling some of the sticker with it, push it back down, rub some more, come back, okay? If you are having difficulties with this, feel free to reach out to us here at PTB. You can call or text 217-899-8904, or you can email us, thepaintedtinbin@gmail.com. And we are more than happy to come perform surgery at your house. You can bring it back to the workshop. We can perform surgery, whichever makes you feel the most comfortable. But there it is. Hello, fall. Just a really cute pumpkin. And this 12-inch shape is really great. It is so versatile. You can put it on a door, you know, an entry door, and it's gonna stand out, okay? You can put it in a cubicle. I work a 9-to-5 job where I am in cubicle land and I change out my shapes with the seasons. This will be going up there. Nursing homes. I have a couple customers who make the 12-inch shape for either their parents or their loved ones in nursing homes because it's not super heavy. It's not something super clunky that's going to get in the way if they have to open the door really quick or shut the door really quick. So yeah, so that's it, ladies and gentlemen. This cute 12-inch pumpkin. Thank you so much. I hope you had an amazing time making your 12-inch pumpkin at home. If you have any questions, email us, thepaintedtinbin@gmail.com. And we look forward to either seeing you again in a fundraiser or come on in and create your own right here in the workshop. Thanks so much. Have a great day.